I'm Emily Carter. I'm 28 years old, and on the happiest day of my life, my own mother tried to destroy it. Not quietly, not privately, right in front of 180 wedding guests. White flowers everywhere, soft music playing, my new husband still holding my hand, and my mother standing at the microphone saying words I will never forget. My daughter has been lying to everyone. The entire reception hall went silent. You know that kind of silence where even the air feels heavy, where you can hear someone shift in their chair across the room? Yeah, that kind. I was still holding my champagne glass. My wedding dress was still perfectly white. My makeup hadn't even smudged yet. But inside, I felt like the floor had disappeared under my feet. Because my mother didn't just insult me, she accused me. She told everyone I had tricked my husband, that I was hiding debt, that I had always been manipulative, that Marcus didn't know the real me. And people believed her. Not all of them, but enough. What my mother didn't know was that Marcus had already spent 6 months quietly investigating her. And what he discovered? Stolen money, forged documents, secret bank accounts, and a recording that would expose every lie she had told for over a decade. That night, my wedding didn't end with dancing. It ended with 6 people walking out of the room in tears. Not because of me, because they realized they had been lied to too. But before I tell you how that happened, let me take you back 3 years. Back to the first moment I realized something in my family wasn't right. Growing up, I always believed I was terrible with money. Not because I had proof, because my mom said it constantly. Emily, you're too irresponsible. Emily, you'll waste it. Emily, let me handle that. It started when I was little. Birthday money from relatives, Mom would say she'd keep it safe. Allowance, she'd hold on to it for me. When I got my first job at 16, working weekends at a grocery store, she insisted my paycheck should go into a family account. You'll just spend it on stupid stuff, she told me. So I handed them over. I trusted her, because she was my mom. When my grandfather passed away during my senior year of high school, I asked if he left anything for me. Not because I expected money, because he and I were close. He used to call me Emmy Girl. He taught me how to fish, how to sand wood in his workshop, how to tell if someone was lying just by the way they avoided your eyes. My mom told me something after his funeral. He didn't leave anything, honey. Barely enough to pay for the service. And I believed her. For years. Fast forward to when I was 25. I had moved into a tiny apartment and started building my freelance marketing business. And something weird kept happening. My bank account never made sense. Money would show up, then disappear. Charges I didn't recognize. Transfers I didn't remember making. Every time I tried to figure it out, I told myself the same thing my mother had always told me. You're bad with money. Then I met Marcus. Marcus wasn't flashy. No fancy car, no big ego, just a calm, thoughtful guy with the kindest eyes I'd ever seen. We met at a coffee shop downtown. I was working on my laptop. He was surrounded by paperwork and spreadsheets like he was solving a crime. When I asked what he did, he smiled and said something that stuck with me. I follow money that people don't want found. He was a forensic accountant. At first, it didn't mean much to me. But a few months into dating, Marcus started noticing things. One night, he looked around my apartment and said something strange. You budget everything, Emily. Yeah. But you live like someone who never has enough money. I laughed it off. But he didn't. Marcus had the kind of brain that couldn't ignore numbers that didn't add up. And eventually he asked if he could look at my bank statements. I said yes. That decision changed everything. He stayed up most of the night going through my accounts. When I woke up, he looked different. Serious. Concerned. Emily, he said quietly, did you open 4 different savings accounts when you were a teenager? I stared at him. No. He turned the laptop toward me. All of them are connected to your social security number. My stomach dropped.
And the co-signer on every single one was the same person. My mother. Marcus didn't accuse her. He didn't jump to conclusions. He just kept digging. What he eventually discovered was something I never could have imagined. My grandfather had left $160,000 for me and my younger brother in a trust. The money was supposed to be given to us when we turned 21. I was 28. I had never seen a dollar of it. Marcus found the will. And then he found something worse. A second version. A fake one. A forged document claiming my grandfather left everything to my mother instead. That was the moment my entire childhood suddenly made sense. The reason I never had money. The reason she controlled everything. The reason she constantly told everyone I was irresponsible. Because if people believed that, they would never question where the money actually went. Marcus didn't want to confront her immediately. Instead, he suggested something simple. Let's ask her. And record the conversation. So I called my mom. I asked if Grandpa's had left anything for us. She said no immediately. Then I asked about the trust. There was a long silence. And then she said something I will never forget. That money would have ruined you. That sentence told us everything. She didn't deny the money existed. She admitted she took it. Marcus saved the recording. He documented every transaction, every account, every transfer. And then he waited. 2 months later, he proposed to me. And I said yes. My mom pretended to be happy. She offered to help plan the wedding. She insisted on giving a speech at the reception. At the time, I thought maybe she was trying to repair things. Now I know she was planning something else. The wedding day was perfect. Beautiful venue, friends everywhere, music, laughter. For hours, everything felt normal. Then the DJ announced my mother's toast. She walked up to the microphone smiling. And within 2 minutes, she tried to destroy me. She said I had lied to Marcus, that I had hidden debts, that I had manipulated him into marriage. The room went dead quiet. Then Marcus stood up. He walked calmly to the microphone, connected his phone to the projector, and said something that made my mother freeze. I think everyone deserves to see the truth. The screen lit up behind him. 2 wills appeared. The real one and the forged one. Gasps spread through the room. Then he played the recording of her admitting the money existed. People started looking at her differently, like they were seeing her for the first time. One by one, relatives began speaking up. My aunt admitted my mother had borrowed money and never returned it. My uncle said she had pushed him out of the trust years ago. Others realized the same pattern in their own lives. By the time Marcus finished speaking, my mother was standing alone in the middle of the room. No applause, no shouting, just the truth. And sometimes the truth is louder than anything else. 3 months later, the court ordered her to return every dollar. She had to sell her house, pay back the trust, and step down from every financial role in the family. For the first time in my life, the story she told about me collapsed. I'm still healing, but I'm also finally free. Free from the lies, free from the guilt she built around me, and free to live the life my grandfather believed I deserved. If you're watching this and something in your life feels off, trust that feeling. Sometimes the hardest truth to accept is that the people closest to us aren't always who we thought they were. But the moment you stop believing their lies, that's the moment you finally start living your own story. And that moment is worth everything.